everyone, so today's video will apparently be started with my cat in my lap already. He's being very playful today, so yeah, apologies if he becomes like a little bit wild throughout this video. But yeah, today's video will be my November wrap-up. I also apologize if the lighting is a bit dark. It's quite like a gloomy day outside, so yeah. I couldn't really make the light like any better. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't look too bad, but yeah, let's just get started with this November wrap up because I don't really have a lot of energy today. So yeah, so firstly we have this book from the library. I wanted to like this a lot more than I ended up liking it. I gave it like 3.5 stars, I think, or 3 stars. I can't exactly read what I wrote like on my notes about this book because he's sitting on my lap and I can't read from this far away, and he also just grabbed some of my hair. So yeah, we're already like doing great, obviously, and he's now biting me because I'm wearing these like hand things and he doesn't like it. So yeah, this is already like going great. But yeah, I can't read my own notes because I can't read from this far away, and I refuse to wear glasses on camera. So yeah, I wanted to like this a lot more than I ended up liking it. I gave it like 3.5 stars, 3 stars maybe, I don't know. But yeah, now he's also like washing himself. So yeah, this is really like going great, and he's also like sitting on my hair. But yeah, hopefully I don't look too bad right now. I couldn't exactly prepare myself fully to film this video because he immediately sat on my lap. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, let's just get into the next book, I guess. So yeah, so next I read Jujutsu Kaisen, volumes 3 and 4, I believe. Again, I can't read my notes, but I'll correct myself like in the editing if I'm wrong, I guess. But yeah, I have actually a volume of Jujutsu Kaisen I can hold up, but I can't grab it right now because he's literally like holding me hostage. So yeah, I really shouldn't have worn like these things today if I knew he was gonna become so clingy, because now his nails keep like getting stuck in it. And yeah, I read these volumes, and I've said it before, I always compare this series to like Chainsaw Man for some reason. I think because I started collecting it around the same time. But yeah, I always compare it to Chainsaw Man, and I like Chainsaw Man just a little bit better. I think I gave these volumes like 3.5 stars or 4 stars. Again, I can't read my own notes. So yeah, let's just move on to the next book, I guess. So yeah, then next we have The Beauty Myth. I gave this 4 stars. I could actually read that on my notes because as I am going down this list, it actually comes like closer to my vision. So yeah, I give this 4 stars. It was very informative. I liked it a lot. I picked it up at like a secondhand bookstore, and I'm very glad I found it there for very cheap. And yeah, it was very informative. I liked reading it. I really like reading nonfiction for some reason. So yeah, I would highly recommend it if you're interested in this type of like subject, like beauty and like how it affects people, and specifically women mainly. So yeah, if you're interested in this type of book, I would highly recommend it. It is pretty good. So yeah. Then next we have The Great Gatsby. Now I really apologize for my cat washing himself right now. Like he's washing like his butt right now. So I hope that that's not visible on camera. But I'm pretty sure it cuts off like somewhere around here. So yeah, the only thing you can probably see is like his paw. So maybe now you can see his face as well. So yeah, anyway, The Great Gatsby, I read it. I didn't like it. It was very boring, like super boring. I gave it like 1 star. I could barely go through it. But I only read this for the challenge that there is like on Storygraph, where you read like a book that starts with like every single letter like from the alphabet. And for some reason I haven't read like a book yet with a G, so I just picked this one. So yeah, didn't like it, very boring. I can understand like other people liking it, but I just didn't. So yeah. Also, I'm very sorry for not being able to hold up like any books in this video. I did pick almost all of them off my bookshelves, except for like the library ones obviously, and I can't pick them up because he's on my lap. So yeah, apologize for that. Also hope the camera's still recording, otherwise I'm gonna be very sad. So yeah. Then next I read Educated. Now I also apologize for the fact that I just like took down like the glove a little bit because he kept like licking my hands and getting frustrated at the fact that the glove was in the way. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, the next book I read was Educated. This is a book that I luckily enough found in a library because I've always wanted to read this book, but I've never seen like a physical version of it, like in my bookstores. So yeah, I think he now wants to leave all of a sudden. So yeah, or no, he's just gonna wash himself while digging his claws into my legs. Wow, that hurts a lot. But yeah, I'm very glad I found this book in the library. I gave it 4 stars. I would have given it like 5 stars if I wasn't just like a bit too dumb to understand some of the terms used in it. Like I just like didn't understand it at times. I feel like because I read this like in a language that I'm not used to, like I usually read in English, and I didn't read this in English. And so because of that, I couldn't understand like a lot of the terms that were being used, especially terms that were used to describe like certain aspects of like farming and stuff like that. And I just didn't understand it. So yeah, apologize for the way I look probably right now, because I do have to like hold him up with my hand because he keeps like falling. So yeah, I think he's now finally a bit calmer. So okay, maybe not. But yeah, like I said, I would have given this 5 stars if I wasn't just a little bit too dumb to understand it. But yeah, I do highly recommend it. It is a very good book, very interesting subject, and yeah, I would recommend it. Then next I read Spy X Family Volume 1. Now I read this mainly because I hadn't read a book with like an X in it, as like the same challenge of like reading a book from every single like letter of the alphabet. And finding a book that starts with an X is basically impossible, so I just thought I'm gonna find a book or a manga that has an X somewhere, and this does. So yeah, I do own the first 2 volumes of this physically. I have already read this before like online, like the first volume and the second volume I believe, but I do want to start collecting it physically because I did really like rereading it. It was very fun, and yeah, it's very much like a happy-go-lucky like manga. I'm pretty sure at some point it is probably gonna get like a little bit sad, but for now it is like very happy-go-lucky. It's very funny, and I really like reading it, and the covers are really cool. So yeah, I do want to start like reading this physically. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find like these volumes like in my bookstore somewhere. So yeah. Then next I read Best of Kafka. Now this is a book that I also picked off of my bookshelf. It is like very long. It's like over 1,000 pages long or something. And yeah, I finally managed to make my way through this book. It took me like 3 months, I believe. And yeah, very glad I read it. I really liked Metamorphosis when I first read it, and I did really like my reread of it as well. But the other stories just weren't really for me. It seems like for me, the only like story of Kafka I really like is Metamorphosis. I'm glad I gave this a try because it was very cheap. Like for a book that is like over 1,000 pages long, it was like very cheap, which is why I picked it up. So yeah, glad I read it. Sad I didn't fully enjoy it, but yeah, I'm glad I read like Metamorphosis again, I guess. So yeah. Then next I read The Disabled Tyrant's Beloved Pet Fish. I think that's what it's called. Again, I usually look at the title of this book to be able to pronounce it properly, but I can't pick it up because he's on my lap and the books are just a little bit out of reach. I read volume 1 in November, and again, I really apologize for how my hair looks. He is like sitting on it, so because of that, like I keep having to like lean down to make sure he doesn't like pull at my hair. But yeah, I read volume 1 in November. I really liked it. And so because I really liked it, I immediately bought the other 3 volumes because they were on sale. And so I was like, it is my birthday almost, so let me just buy these for my birthday. And that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I really like this. It has like disability representation, as it says like in the title basically. And yeah, it's very funny. It's very like, you know, you don't really have to think a lot when you read it. And that's the type of book that I sometimes just like reading. So yeah, because also usually these types of like books, like I forget what the actual name for this genre of books is, but usually they're very like intense. Like The Untamed is a very good example of that, or like the book version is called like The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Like it's a very like intense like story, and this one is not at all like intense. It's very like happy-go-lucky, very easy to read, and yeah, I really like that. So yeah, I'm very glad I decided to pick this series up, and it is becoming like a favorite of mine, so I'm very glad about that. So yeah, I gave it like 4.5 stars, I think, or 5 stars maybe, I can't remember, but I gave it a very high rating. So yeah, then we are already at the last book of this November wrap-up. I filmed this very fast because my cat is on my lap, so yeah. This book, I was expecting more from it, I guess. Like, I wanted to, oh, and just as I'm talking about a book about a cat, he leaves. That's great. That's really wonderful. So, yeah, let me check if the footage is actually recording. So, luckily enough, it was filming throughout that, like, entire section that my cat was sitting on my lap. He's now currently sitting, like, on my notes, so I once again cannot read them. But the last book, like I said, is Abandoning a Cat. And I wanted to like this a lot more than I did, but I think I just didn't read it at the right moment. So I didn't end up enjoying it a lot. I gave it like 3 stars. It just wasn't really my thing. So yeah, I am gonna like stop filming this video now though, because I'm very exhausted from like filming this so fast. In case you're wondering, I filmed this in like 15 minutes, which usually a video like this takes me like at least 40 minutes. So yeah, I filmed this very fast because my cat was on my lap. So yeah, I'm very exhausted now, very out of breath. So I'm just gonna end this video now though, and I'm gonna see if I can grab my cat because he just left. And I still need to take the thumbnail, and it would be a bit ridiculous for me to film this entire video with my cat on my lap and then he's not like in the thumbnail. Like, that would be a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, gonna now grab him and take a thumbnail. And yeah, sorry for how chaotic this video probably was, but yeah, hope you guys liked it anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching this. I feel like I finished this very quickly. Like, I feel like I'm doing the outro very fast, but like I said, I don't feel well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.